Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today, if you can tell by the title, we're going to talk about how to get into midwifery school. I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to get in and also give you a couple tips based upon my personal experience. But before we get started, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. I have a midwifery series. This is installment number 1, so set those notification bells so you know when I upload this new content. All right, let's jump right in because we have so much to learn. So step 1, let's start with the foundations. You have to be a licensed RN. Okay, most graduate programs, you have to have a BSN going into an MSN program. However, there are some grad schools that have bridge programs, which means it allows you to have an ADN, come in and progress to your BSN, and then ultimately conquer your MSN or your DNP, depending on which degree you're pursuing as far as your midwifery degree. You can have an MSN or DNP, which is your master's or your doctorate. So step 2, start researching schools, and you want to make a list of things that are most important to you. So these are things like cost, length of the program, brick and mortar versus online education, and the degree of pursuit. So like I said, you can have an MSN or a DNP. It's up to you. So then you're going to write down other things that are important as far as applying to the program. So things like your GPA, your nursing GPA, prerequisites, how long it'll take to get the prerequisites just in case you don't have them. So you want to make sure your sciences are up to date. So if they're in a certain time frame, some schools will say they will take them as long as they're within 5 or 7 years. You want to make sure you have things like a statistics course. You want to make sure you know the application deadlines. That's one of the most important things. You don't want to miss out on the whole application process because you don't know the deadline, right? So step 3, I'm a very visual person, so I needed to make a chart. So I suggest you guys make a chart as well and put in this chart all the required information that you need to be able to apply to the program. So these are things like application deadlines. You want to make sure you have at least 2 of them just in case you missed the first one or if it's too close for you to actually get your package together. You want to write down how many transcripts you need, how many essays you need, if you need GRE results. You want to know how much the application fee is. You need to know if you need your immunization records right now. I know that you'll need them to start the clinical portion of your program if it's separated into didactic and clinical, but some midwifery programs you do it together. So you'll need your vaccination records at the beginning of the application period. You need your resume or your CV, and last but not least, recommendation letters. You can't spring this on someone, so you need to make sure you have adequate enough time to be able to ask, have them write their recommendation letters and return it to you so that you have enough time to put your application packet together and mail it in. Step 4, get your finances together. How are you going to pay for grad school? I'm not going to lie. Graduate school is very, very expensive, which means you need to get your ducks in a row before the first day of school, okay? Because this is not something you need to figure out along the way. These people want their money, and they want their money on time, okay? Because they will drop you. So you need to determine if you need financial aid, and if you do, fill out the necessary forms and information. You can also research for scholarships, be it private scholarship or school-funded scholarships. Sometimes they have scholarships for incoming students. Then you can also look into loans, private loans or federally funded loans. And hey, sometimes you just gotta work. I worked my way through school. I did have financial aid. So if you have to work, you need to figure out how you're going to be able to do that and attend school. So I don't know if you guys are working full-time and need to downgrade to part-time, or if you're already part-time and you want to go PRN, but you need to get your financial situation figured out. Maybe not in these initial steps, but you need to start thinking about it so that you can get the ball rolling. I don't know how far you out to applying to a program, but if you can, save, because like I said, school is about their money and they don't care about your passion. They want their money. So you need to get with it. Get a plan together today and save your money, okay? So step 5, prepare your application package well in advance. So you need to, like I said, make sure you have time to get your references back. You need to make sure you have time to write your essays, get it proofread. And also, when you gather your information together and you mail it off, make sure you mail it off at least a week or 2 in advance. And if it's really, really close to the deadline, meaning you just found out about the deadline, but you do have this information already, mail it out so that it will get there in time. And make sure you have tracking information. You want to make sure they get your package, okay? So that way you can even have proof to say, hey, my package was received on this date at this time and it was signed for by this person. You want to have it lined up. We're not playing no games, right? Okay, so those are the steps. Okay, so the next 2 things are tips that I want to give you. The first one is decide how you're going to manage your time while in school. Trying to balance home life, work life, school life is very, very complicated. Grad school is a vigorous program and you need to be prepared. I did a video before on how to manage home life, work life balance. Check the video out right here. I'll list it somewhere right here, and I'll put the information down in the description. So find your support system. Talk to your spouse, your significant other, and figure out how you guys are going to do this. You need to get it lined up as far as schedules. You need to find your babysitters, your nannies, your dog walkers, your carpoolers, anything that you need. You need to figure it out early and line it up, because there's no way you're going to get through this program absolutely by yourself if you have other responsibilities. And when I say other, I mean anything outside of just going to work and coming home and doing schoolwork. So if you have a family, children, fur babies, side hustle business, you know, things like that, you are going to really have to have this nailed down in the beginning, because there's no way you can do it alone. I don't know how I did it. A lot of people keep asking me, how did you do it? I was on a wing and a prayer and a cup of coffee. Okay. The last tip is to nail down a preceptor early, even if it's when you first apply and get accepted into the program. Finding a preceptor can be very, very difficult. It's very competitive. There aren't that many midwifery schools out here, and you're going to be clamoring to find a site. So you don't want to get yourself in the same mess that I got myself in. It took me almost a year and a half to find a preceptor. So nail that down early. I'm going to do a video on how to find a preceptor, so stay tuned for that. My next video is going to be about the cost incurred during midwifery school, so make sure you stay tuned for that. While you're waiting for that upload, click the midwifery playlist and check out all the other videos that I filmed so far. Stay tuned, stay focused, stay fabulous. See you next time.